Frans, I'm so excited to have you here.
I started to take calls to sell consulting. Actually, I think I cried. After this experience, the person that I tried to contact, Michael Oliver, reached out to me. Basically, Michael Oliver is godfather or world legend in the world of selling.
Wow.
Created this book called Natural Selling. In less than a week, talking with Michael, understanding his principle, I started to close one deal after the other. And I was like doubling the price every week.
Oh, wow.
People want simple answers to complex problems.
Yeah.
And people love the guy who tells you that's the way you do it.
Yeah. Frans, I'm so excited to have you here in this chair with me in Dubai, because we have met only 6 months ago and so many things happened. But Frans, officially welcome here to my podcast. I'm excited to have you as a guest. I know you.
Honored to be on your podcast.
Thank you so much. And thank you for taking the time as well. I know you as the founder of Soulful Selling. And when I heard that, I directly could resonate with, because I'm all about networking, I'm all about building relationships, and Soulful Selling directly touched my heart. So maybe you can explain to people, what is Soulful Selling?
Okay, Soulful Selling, I feel like is like almost something I was guided to do.
Yeah.
But I never planned it. I never planned to become a sales expert. It's like everything happened really organically. And actually I went into sales because I was really struggling. It was the last part of the missing link. Okay, it was like the missing piece of my business puzzle was high ticket sales. But we're gonna probably tell about that later. Now you ask me, what is soulful selling? Well, standing on the shoulders of a great mentor of mine, Michael Oliver, who wrote an amazing book which I recommend. It's called Natural Selling. I developed a methodology which I called Soulful Selling. And what it is, well, is selling with the power of integrity, authenticity, and dialogue. It's selling without pressure, without manipulation, without mind tricks. And you know why this is important? Like the prospects, the clients are going to feel better because they're not going to feel this, pressure to buy and those manipulations. And especially nowadays, especially if you work with, sophisticated clients and, like CEOs and experts, they know all this stuff. They have read more sales book than your sales team, right? So they don't like to be sold. Nobody like to be sold, especially high level people and people who are educated. They don't like this, man.
Yeah.
And also, your sales team or your salespeople, they don't. How many of you guys listening, you like to put pressure on other people and to sell? From the statistics that I found, there is only a 10% of personality type that they like to put people in that kind of pressure mode. There are people like this, but very few. And mostly we don't like doing it to others and we don't like to receive it.
Yeah.
Kind of pressure. Is that true?
Totally true.
So I heard like all the time people writing me, we train sales team, we train salespeople, we train in high ticket sales. Whether you are a coach, expert, you work for a company, doesn't matter what you want to sell. Maybe you want to sell your own products and services. We are specialized in the coaching, consulting, personal growth, personal finance, but it doesn't really matter. You could sell like private jets and corporate stuff. It doesn't really matter. It's about relationship. And I hear it all the time from people say, Frans, I didn't know that selling could come so naturally, can be so fulfilling. I could actually enjoy the process. I hear this from both sides, from the salespeople,
beautiful,
and from the clients.
Well, how does it look like then? What makes it so easy to do and so close to the heart?
Well, my background was, and it is, I've been a coach. I think like my personality, I'm a coach by default. Like I'm a dog shepherd. Like I wanna. It doesn't matter what it is. I wanna help people, right? So I was a coach. I was a life coach, holistic coach, business coach. So my background is really in coaching, and coaching is really about understanding where people are, what they want to do, what's holding them back, and what can move them forward.
Yeah,
both internal and external, helping them to get clarity. Because clarity is power.
Absolutely.
If you get clarity on what are the next steps, then now you can take action and move forward.
Yeah.
And also is about exploring your inner and outer world. You know, sometimes what's stopping you is maybe strategy. Maybe you don't have the right tactics, you don't have the right know-how, you don't have the right people, but sometimes it's mindset.
Absolutely. That's the foundation of it, I think.
That's the foundation of it. So in our approach, like if you have had a call with one of our sales representative or the people that we train, basically we have a process that it doesn't feel like a sales call.
Yeah.
You know, is really like a process of discovery. I created a methodology, Soulful Selling, and it stands on the Codex 9. The Codex 9 is a consultative dialogue experience framework in 9 steps.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So let me explain those elements.
Please. Yeah.
So Codex 9, Codex consultative.
Yeah.
Okay. So consultative, first of all, it reverses the relationship. I'm not here to sell you.
Yeah.
I'm here to offer value, to consult, to coach.
Love that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
On the product, but most importantly on you. I'm going to help you to get clarity on, you know, your situation, what you need. And we're going to say, you know, sometimes people say, oh, how much it costs to work with you? To say, I don't know if you're even a good fit.
Yeah.
Right? First, we need to understand, I don't even know what your problem is and if we can help you, if our company or if we have a service for you. Let's do this. Yeah. Let's do this. Like, it's like if you go to a doctor, you know, imagine you go to a doctor and say, okay, you know, I need some X-ray and a Vicodin.
Yeah.
And the doctor would put you in your place and say, hey, it doesn't work like this.
Yeah.
Let me examine you first. Let's do the diagnosis and then we can have a prescription. So it's the same, you know, like we are reversing the relation. We're the consultant, we're the doctor, questions our stethoscope. Yeah. And we're going to understand what's wrong with you. What's wrong with you? We're going to understand the problem. So we are very big on there is a diagnosis phase, and then there is a prescription phase, and then there is a commitment phase. Okay. So it's a 9-step model in three areas. Yeah. Right. So the first step, as I say, is a consultation. So we do consultative selling. Okay. So we reverse the relationship. We're the coach, we're the doctor, we're the trusted advisor, we're the fiduciaries. You know, I love like Jay Abraham, you know, like G's in marketing say, be a fiduciary. You know, he called it the strategy of preeminence. You want to become a trusted friend, a trusted advisor. Yeah. You know, you want to honestly help people.
So credibility, really.
Yeah, this is the, you know, if an old lady comes to you and you have a bicycle shop, you're not going to sell her the $20,000 carbon fiber thing, you know?
Depending on the lady,
but right, like you're going to direct her to the kind of bicycle that she needs. Yeah, right?
Absolutely.
So you're an advisor. You're there to serve. So this is the concept of consultative selling. Then consultative dialogue. So, you know, many people tell me, okay, so what's your script? Like, guys, I don't know why so many people still use a script. Imagine if in your personal life, like with your friends or with dating or with networking or an event, do you want to have a script?
Yeah. Doesn't feel really genuine, I think. Yeah.
It doesn't, right? Yeah. You don't want to really imagine like a date. For me, there is a lot of analogies between like dating and sales, you know, like building relationships. You really don't want to have a script. Yeah. It feels so fake. And I think, okay, when we train people, we have a script, but I tell them, hey, this is your training wheels. But as soon as possible, even let it go. Scripts are for beginners.
Is it more like a framework? Because I did follow your training, or we did a webinar together. I was listening. I loved it so much. You did have like a set of questions that are very helpful for people who are on a sales call or like a sales agent, or you're selling a product or service. And there were like a set of questions, what I could recall, like asking, what is your current situation? Where do you want to be? Well, it's not in the form of a script, but there were like a set of 5 questions, I think, something like that. Was so helpful, but it's not like a recorded script. It's like, okay, use these questions whenever it fits. And then you will have a genuine conversation and really identify the needs. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's like, it's more like a framework.
Yeah.
And it is a dialogue.
Yeah.
And you know, a dialogue, it can go like A, B, D, Z, A again. Yeah. Right? It's not like super linear, but when we teach it more in a particular church to, you know, for training purposes. We explain it in a certain way. We have developed something that, guys, this is not like for marketing. We sometimes shop the competition just to see what other people are doing. I've seen nobody doing what we teach. Right? This believe it or not, but it's very different than most sales training.
Yes.
We develop something, I call it the prospect empowerment roadmap, right? And it can be personalized based on your product or service or your industry. It's very cool. And it's a tool. Maybe we'll add something below. I will be happy to give you like a kind of a, can maybe download how it works.
Yeah.
But this tool is for the sales rep and also for the prospect. So it's like kind of a map that they're going to get after the session. And what allows you to do is like you're going to check the boxes. So it's like you have this concept of, okay, I need to hit those 5 or 7 points. Well, actually, you have 7 and sometimes way more. It depends.
Yeah.
But so you can categorize, you have this crazy dialogue, but then you know exactly how to categorize the information to make it memorable, fast, and to give clarity to the prospects.
Really cool. Isn't that a visual thing as well?
Yeah, it's a visual thing. Of course.
I love that.
It's a visual thing. Maybe you can put it on screen.
Oh,
It's a map.
I would love to. Yeah,
it's really a map that we build with the prospect.
Yeah.
Okay. It's one of my inventions. I'm very happy about this. So basically, and again, it comes from coaching.
Yeah.
Okay. It's something I was using in coaching. So we create this map. And we understand, okay, where you are, where you want to go, what's stopping you. There are also some secret questions in there. Maybe I don't want to jump too much right here on the call. Is our secret sauce, But basically, as a sales representative, this is very powerful because you are sure that you don't let any check on any box unchecked.
Yeah,
Because you're sure
information.
you have the information that go deep.
Yeah.
Most salespeople, the mistakes they do.
Yeah.
They just talk too much about the product. They don't go deep.
Indeed.
Okay, like somebody tells you, okay, I want to scale my business and make $10 million. Okay, why?
Yeah.
Well, because I want to be financially free. Why?
Yes.
What does it mean for you? What's it going to do for you?
Very clear.
Go many levels deep.
Yeah.
And then internal and external.
Yeah.
Maybe I know, okay, you want to be financially free, but what's going to do that for you externally? Oh, I want to buy these particular properties and do real estate because I want to retire.
Yeah.
What's going to do internally? Oh, I want to feel that I left a legacy with my grandchild. So internal, external. We have all this kind of framework where you can say, okay, I'm asking all the right questions. Okay. Then is also helping me because most salespeople, they go through a lot of calls, like hundreds of calls, in a month. We go for the way we teach, we go for quality over quantity. So we also have system to make sure that you're talking only to the right people, right? We have a lot of, it's not only sales, it's also everything that comes around it.
Yeah.
But then, you're not going to remember everybody. So let's say I talked with Michelle 3 weeks ago and I talked with so many other people. It's difficult. Yeah, it is for me to remember everything. So now I can just, in the files we build, I can just search for your name. And instead of being these like small notes on some, CRM, it's a beautiful roadmap where in 1 second I can say, Michelle is here, she has this.
Yeah.
Right. And I can look at it in 2 minutes and I can say, oh yeah, I remember.
I love it so much. It's so good. It's literally so, and also because it's visual, people could print it out, for example, hang on their, whatever, in the fridge or in the office, it stays with them.
That's the next secret. I learned it from Disney.
Love from Disney.
Yeah. Do you know Disney is one of the biggest or it used to be one of the company that has the most revenue for number of clients.
Interesting.
Per ad, per client, the lifetime value of customer is super high.
Oh.
And what they do, when you go to Disneyland or something, you go home and you get something, you buy a dog,
t-shirt or whatever.
Yeah, they get you in your house.
Yeah.
Think about religions. Everybody who has a religion, they have the cross, they have something in their house. It gets you in your house. So the idea was like, okay, how can I create something? Let's say, we built this for some famous brands. I'm not going to make names here, but let's say we work with you, Michelle, right?
Yeah.
And then you talk with, I'm a prospect, I work with some of your sales rep. And now after the call, they send me this beautiful kind of vision board and roadmap, about how to reach your business goals,
Yeah.
And then in there, I tell you, hey, by the way, print it out, put it on your fridge. It's going to be your roadmap.
Okay.
And now you are in their environment. On their fridge, they have your logo, they have your photo.
Yeah.
Nomad Escape by Michelle Maree, next retreat dates. Yeah. Your consultant was Frans, right? And now you become part of their environment. Maybe 6 months later, they still remember.
I can't wait to make this also for us.
Okay.
I heard you talking about it. Like, this is so brilliant. Yeah. It's like psychology, it's giving people value. And even though you don't work with us now, you're there in their office, in their fridge. And it's also something they can always look back at and really have their roadmap for themselves on their own pace. And that's so super beautiful.
Something very powerful that I like to say is both like marketing and sales. I like to say to people, hey, come to have this consultation, right? And then whether or not you buy and become our client, whether or not we decide is the right thing for you, you're going to get out of this with total clarity on the next 3-4 things you need to do to achieve your goals.
Yeah.
This is why actually I've been testing this with clients. You could actually sell those consultations.
Ooh.
So we sell we teach the sales calls.
Yeah.
In our
agent calls.
Yeah, we do consulting.
Love it.
Now people do consulting. And, I am in the iTicket space.
Mm-hmm.
And, in the iTicket space, sometimes nowadays we also do cold traffic. So maybe people from Facebook, people who don't really know your brand. By the way, brings me back to how I actually get into this. Because if you want to have a story about that. But basically, sometimes we sell products, and we do, people wonder, how does iTicket sales work? Well, if it's done correctly, you can go from 0 to 10,000 to 15,000 to 20,000, even like for my own services, sometimes I close deals. I don't say I close people, by the way. I say, sometimes people say, I close this person. I don't really like that. We teach.
How do you close that in?
We take a commitment from each other. I got a commitment. I don't do a commitment.
Yeah.
Or I close a deal, but I don't close the people.
Recently I heard someone saying, I really love that. You didn't close someone, you opened someone.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the opposite. Yeah. Like I close it. No, you opened the opportunity to work together.
Yeah.
You opened new doors together. Yeah. This is actually a really cool thing as well.
We have people in our community using that term.
I like that. But going back, because you were talking about the why, and I can remember at the beginning when we opened this conversation, you said hey, actually sales was my savior, right? It was my last resource, the last thing, because in these conversations, in this podcast, I talk about wealth and freedom. And one of the reasons that you are here is because you built a life on your own terms. Mm-hmm. You built a business around something that you're really passionate about, you love coaching, then move into the topic sales, because a lot of people are struggling with that. Mm-hmm. And now you have a location-dependent lifestyle. You travel the world, you have properties in different locations in the world. You run out of big events and people are dying to work with you. You provide also to me so much value. How did you do this? How did you get there?
Okay, so
first client yourself.
I did this before knowing sales. So I've been doing this location independent and a passive income for a long time. Okay. I was not super wealthy, but I was financially free for a long time ago. Okay. So at some point I took 3 years off.
Great.
Completely. Yeah, maybe it was a good blessing, or maybe not in business. I don't know, so that's the story. Okay?
Yeah.
At some point, I was a business coach for a long time, but I never specialized into sales because I had a YouTube channel in Italy. I had partners, I had people working with me. I was doing a lot of free webinars. I'm talking now, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, it was different, the online space, right? Yeah. And so by the time people come working with me on a Zoom, I was offering the consultation, the survey consultation, people come, they already want to work with me. My close rate was 70, 80, 90%.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, because people follow you on YouTube for 2 years. They know you, you get recommendation. Also, it wasn't super high ticket back then.
Yeah.
It was a no-brainer. Okay, people want to work with me. I'm like, man, great.
Why not? Yeah, let's do it.
I thought I was great at sales.
Yeah.
Then I'll tell you what happened. So I took years off because I was I burned out from my business. I want to do something else. I want to explore spirituality and other things. So I had the financial freedom. I had the time. I ended up in Thailand, Kopangan. And I took basically 3 years off. I did a restaurant in between, a very interesting.
Totally different.
Yeah, the more for passion.
Yeah.
I did a lot of meditation and a lot of exploring another things in life. And then COVID came, so there was more breaks. And then my mom got actually very sick with Parkinson's disease. And so also there I had to dedicate, it was difficult to navigate that and to understand how to take care of her and everything. So now imagine I had this online business, and then it's been 3, 4, 5 years. I was still making passive income from the other businesses, from some online things, but I wasn't really doing coaching and consulting. I was So nobody knew me anymore. I came back on the scene in Italy and English, and nobody really, I didn't have like people knocking on my doors wanting to work with me. People forget very fast. So actually, one of the biggest lessons that I learned in my experience and my mistake, like never lose the momentum completely. Like especially people like us, we have different is if you have something going,
do now.
Keep the momentum. Like maintaining is easier than building. Right. So for me, I disappeared for 5 years, and of course, like I don't have that. I couldn't do the same. So now imagine I knew what to do. I know how to create and sell courses. I've done it for so long in so many niches. Like from tantra teacher to like yoga instructor, dentist, lawyers, people who bake breads. We built so many online courses. And I knew, the funnels, the marketing, everything. But now I didn't have all that organic traffic, all the warm audience. So I started running ads. And I was doing ads before, but never so heavily and never into high tickets. So now I started to take calls to sell consulting. And I think I did like 33 calls or something with people that were now qualified. They went through the funnel, they watched the things, they had the money. I had these very long calls with them, like 90 minutes, 2 hours. And at the end, I would really help them doing those calls. But at the end, nobody bought.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. and I was like, wow, what is going on? Because I told that you have to sell. And then I'm like, I was really, actually, I think I cried, after this experience. I was like, hey man, I'm there. I'm amazing. And think about this, I know that there were students of mine from 7 years before that built 7-figure businesses, teaching the things that I taught them and teaching like outdated stuff, because now my model was way better, and I saw those people going for my competitions, that were honestly less skilled, less expert. And I was really crying. I'm like, well, I know I'm very genuine. I know I can help those people. I know my service is better. It costs less. How come no one has buying? And I was really I cried at night, and I think I was like I in desperation. I was like, hey, maybe it's not my dharma, isn't my mission anymore. Maybe I was a business coach, maybe I'm not anymore. Maybe I need to do something else. And something very interesting, it's called Soulful Selling. Some of the things I do is called soul business coaching. I believe if you want to know about my bigger vision, I think that we need to bring spirituality into the business world.
Interesting.
And I don't mean in a crazy way. I mean something very simple. You need to get in business for the right reasons. You cannot just chasing profit. You need to get in business because that's your vocation. That's your passion. And you need to get in business with the idea, how can I serve and how can I add value? How can I give? Not how can I take? And I think many things get screwed up when you're just looking, okay, where can I make the most money the fastest? You can screw up a lot of things in your life, in your employees' life, in society. So this, maybe I'm a little bit naive, maybe I was a bit of a dreamer, but that's my point. Let's bring the soul into business again.
I love that.
So basically that night I was like meditating. Right? I was meditating, and inside of myself, I said, okay, you know what, friends? I let go. I was so stressed, so disappointed. So like I say, you know what? I let go. It doesn't matter. Maybe I'm going to be a monk. I'm going to be in Thailand. I'm going to do something completely different. And I felt so much peace. I felt like, okay, so much peace and so much even like abundance, even though I wasn't selling anywhere. Like, I let go. And it's very interesting because in that moment of letting go was really detachment. Detached from the thing. And interestingly enough, I think a couple of days later, a person that I tried to contact, Michael Oliver, reached out to me and say, hey, Frans, I saw you wanted to call with me. And basically, Michael Oliver is one of the godfather or world legend in the world of selling.
Wow.
He created this book called Natural Selling.
Okay.
And he is the trainer behind the biggest names in sales today. They all learn from Michael. Some are verbally, without really giving the credit, and I would say them like kind of ripping off his material. But anyway, I had a talk with this man, and we kind of liked each other, and he decided to help me in sales, and I help me in exchange to restructure his online course.
Okay.
So I had the opportunity to get like private mentorship with Michael. I read his book, and his ideas really clicked for me.
Mm-hmm.
And basically 2 days later or a week later, I don't remember exactly, but very short time later, I still had some of those sales calls because I didn't completely stop the ads.
Mm-hmm.
And I started closing one deal after the other.
Okay.
Like really, like in less than a week, talking with Michael, understanding his principle, I started to close one deal after the other. And I was like, because I was like doubling the price every week.
Oh, wow.
It was incredible, And
so was it only a pricing strategy, or what was it like that really made a shift for you?
No. It was really understanding the key principles. So if you want, we can talk about.
Yeah.
The most important one, the reason why I told the story of the meditation, the letting go, because there is a skill set to sales and there is a heart set. And I think it's the same with life. There is a mindset, there is an energy.
Yeah.
And basically what happened is that I let go
of the outcome.
I even let go of this idea of being a business coach. Yeah. I really let go. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a monk in Thailand. It's okay.
Yeah.
Funny. and one of the first things that Michael taught me was like, Frans, the enlightened detachment. This is how he calls it. Enlightened detachment is one of the 5 principles in Michael's methodology.
Yeah.
So meaning that you need to detach from the sales. You need to let go.
Yeah.
And for me, it's very funny that, okay, this was exactly what I was doing in my life.
Yeah.
And then this guy told me and reminded me, you need to detach. You need to let go. And when I like to mix like ancient wisdom and modern strategies. And in the Tao Te Ching, there is a quote like, by letting go, it all gets done.
Oh.
By letting go, it all gets done. And there is this concept called the Wai Wei or Wu Wei. Wu Wei. So the entrepreneur, Wu Wei, like effortless action.
I love that.
Right? Acting without acting. So yeah, these are some of the things that Michael shared with me. Yeah. And Michael, he also took some concept from Deepak Chopra, the 7 Speaker of Success.
So he brought different like theories and streams together and created a new framework.
He created his network, this framework I met like probably 30 years ago already. Wow. But he is big on the inner game. But it's more than the inner game, it's really the attitude, the heart set, the mindset that you bring to sell. So I think before anything else, of course I could teach you all this amazing framework and questions and tonality, beautiful things. I'm a nerd for those things. But if you have the wrong intentions and if you're just taking it, get the sale, most people are going to feel it.
Oh, people notice for sure. Yeah.
Because for thousands of years, we evolved without language. And it was all about, is this person a predator, an enemy, or a friend? Right? So it's all about this. It's all about really getting the right intention.
Absolutely. But going back, and thank you for sharing that. Because we were speaking before also about networking, and you asked me as well, like, hey, what is, the key to becoming successful in networking? I said, like, being genuine, really being yourself, having the right intentions, don't expect something back, have patience. And leads actually, like, it's very similar to sales and network. Right? Yeah, networking and connection, that has a lot of overlaps. Actually, same yet different. Not through a structured call, but for example, you go to places or spaces where are people that have similar goals, and you try to find synergies, right? And that is what I also hear in your story, going back to your why or like how you started. I heard a few things. Usually, so when you were starting your business, like you knew what you're doing now, you already had a foundation. So you already had online businesses, right? You had already a journey, kind of like a financial freedom. Then you tested new things and didn't, like fully work. Like, okay, what can I change? And then you found a new mentor, actually, right? Michael, Oliver. You start reading about, you started learning, you started implementing, and like, hey, I can, adapt it to my business and the clients that I work with. So I heard out 3 things to get to where you are today. Do you have more things that you would like to think that this was crucial in my journey to
well
right now?
I get a lot of thoughts about this because I'm a coach.
Yeah.
I'm a coach that really cares. Maybe I care too much about the results of my clients. There's maybe something.
Is there too much? You think?
Yeah, because sometimes I think, like if you want to build a business and maybe, like for example, you move to group coaching, you cannot micromanage every client and make sure that they do too much old ending. Actually, that's my, one of the things I'm learning now, to let people do their own things,
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that what you need is really three things,
Okay.
and in anything. If you want to be successful in anything, you want to dance salsa or you want to play the piano. First of all, you need a good mentor, somebody that has been there and has done it and can really show you the way. And for me, in sales was Michael. I will always give a lot of credit to his guys. And even though, surprisingly, my methodology is very different, but it's built on his principles. Because I do coaching and Michael now he's in his 70s. I bring a new perspective and a new way of doing things.
Amazing.
So you need a good mentor.
Yes.
Next, you need a methodology.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people in our space, for example, in business coaching, but in everything, just because you've done something doesn't mean that you know how to teach it.
It's a different skill set, though.
Different skill set. Think about football.
Yeah.
You could be a great player, but not a good coach.
Yeah.
The best football coaches are not the best players.
Yeah.
You're not talking football, so it's soccer. It is.
Yeah.
But I think in every sport.
Yeah.
So sometimes we want to interview, the people who build $1 billion company and this and that, but it doesn't mean that they can actually help you.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. So I think you need to find somebody who also build a proper method, like in music, there is a method.
Yeah.
Like a step by step.
Yeah.
That makes some sort of sense that other people have been through the same method and get results.
Yeah.
So I think the method is very important. And you saw with AI software that we have, like, I'm big about building methodologies.
So strong.
Which are actually next level to a method. Sorry if I nerd out a little bit here, but I say like Soulful Selling is not a method because a method is a methodology. It's the logic of a method. Okay, so I like to give methodologies so that people can apply them to their things. And number 3, I think you need a community. You need, when we talk about the inner circle and the network, you need a group of people that are on the same journey, where you make sure that you're not the smarter in the room. People are ahead of you that can give you a hand. I think these are the 3 things that you really need in general. And then there are personal things that maybe because now I told you about my most recent journey in sales, where I didn't plan to. Because then what happened, I became so good in this that bigger companies started asking, hey, can you train our sales? Can you help us?
Yes.
I was able to help 7-8 figure companies to improve their sales. Sometimes it was incredible the results that they can have. And then people started to say Soulful Selling. Okay, guys, I'm doing it because it seems like what the market wants, what people ask me the most. But you need to know that there is for me, I started this, I think I was 19. I started a long journey.
You're only 25 now, right?
I'm 33 now, but it was a very long journey. You asked me about making money online. I think it took me my 1 year to get my first, $47 online,
Well, it feels good, right? Right. I can't remember the first moments.
Yeah. I was surprised. Actually, I was like, I don't want to sell anything. I want to write a book. And then they say, please, I don't want to wait for your book. I want to pay you for 1 hour of coaching. I said, okay, give me $47. It's not something,
The magical number, the $47 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay. So for all the people who are listening right now, and they're because you focus mainly on personal development, like teachers, coaches, all these things, correct? And businesses as well, like people who build have sales teams to sell their products and services.
What is your question?
Well, the question that I have, because I have many people in my audience, actually, we have many coaches or experts. And I see that many people do have a challenge when it comes to sales, and also the word sales. I don't want to sell. But how can you the fine line between not being too salesy or building relationship, building rapport, building trust, and still closing the deal or opening the opportunity, what we said, right? But what is that fine line? Where can you I built relationship, but now is that moment, now I need to say something specifically that can make them say, yes, I'll go for
people want simple answers to complex problems.
Ooh.
Yeah, and people love the guy who tell you that's the way you do it.
Yeah.
But the reality is that the truth, I think, is always like the truth is always like oxymoric. You know, in
Oxymoric?
yeah,
I learned also many new words here.
yes, sometimes I have some big words from Italian. Like, but the truth are always two opposite things in the same sentence. You know, like when you can all two different concepts in the same idea. Let me explain what I mean.
Okay.
In sales, you know, like let's say I'm training a sales team or not, or I want to, you have to have an intention. You need to have an intention. Yeah. You need to have a vision.
Yes.
Like, okay, let me see if I can find people that need my services that I can help.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can find partnership. You know, you need to have an intention. You don't move, you know, through a networking event or through a list completely clueless. You have an intention, but you have high intention and low attachment.
Ooh.
You know,
It's kind of like a matrix.
yeah, it's like, this is why I say you need to have opposite ideas in your mind. On one end, you're like, yes, I want to go there and, you know, like close a lot of deals and find a lot of partners and find a lot of clients.
Yes.
You have the intention, but at the same time, you're like detached from the outcome.
Yeah.
So that's the, when you say what's
It's like
line.
the sweet
That's the
spot,
line,
right?
right? To the ball. And again, it's very funny, but I feel dating relationship is the same.
Yeah.
You know, you need to have an intention. You want to meet this person. I need to ask her for a date. I want to spend time together, but at the same time, if you're too excited, happy to be there, pushy, you're gonna ruin the whole experience for the both of us. And like,
yeah, no, it's also interesting. We recently had someone here also to guest, was Maree Buckman, and he wrote a book, Seduction. So I think of that, you know, like seduction. And he spoke about that he read a book about seduction before, and had 70 rules about like how to approach a woman, right? And that he asked me like, how many of these 70 did I remember? I'm like, well, probably 0. And it's like, yeah, indeed, because it all comes to what did he say? Like network and mindset. First, you need to work on yourself. I can teach you the 70 steps to do something, but you need to first like really connect with yourself. Who are you? Be confident, be not to push in all these things, and then things will flow. So it's interesting. Can we also something expect from you around dating? I mean, I have a hard time with selling and dating.
I don't know about dating, but I can tell you about this, that when you learn Soulful Selling, you become better with people in general.
Yes.
You become better with relationship. Yeah. And I you know, people, I teach certain things. I do it with everybody. I do it with the waitress. I do it with the person like I ask to the same people the same question. I do it with my mom. I do it with my girlfriend. You know, like it's just a way of really building meaningful conversation. Yeah, it's really conscious communications. What it is. Yeah, you know, right? We use elements from nonviolent communication. We use elements from active listening. You know, right? It's really about being conscious that okay, there is this other human being. And how can I really listen? Yeah. You know, like for example, listening is so big in our methodology because most people don't listen and most people go all their life really unheard. Like people cry during some of the sales calls that our team do because they never had somebody that is like, wow, this person is there. It really is listening to you. Yeah. And they're there for me. And they're not only listening, they're present. They're present with me, you know, so concept be present. But, you know, I feel you were asking about, you know, like your audience, and you have many coaches, creators, experts, and you were talking about authenticity. I want to bring things a little bit like high level again. So I believe that we, each of us has some sort of a gift, you know, like a dharma, like a karma, like something that you're here to do, something you're here to discover, like a mission, right? And call it the way you want, you know, whether you have a spiritual belief or not. But as a individual, you're quite unique.
Like a purpose?
Yeah, like a purpose, like something that you could. I like to call it like, you know, like are you familiar with the concept of the ikigai?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right, this Japanese concept, like the reason for living.
Yeah.
So my ikigai is to inspire and empower people to sharing their gifts with the world.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, it's all about sharing your gift. I believe each and every one has a gift, talent, a passion, a message, something that if they don't bring it into the world, nobody else will do that. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that you need to find your place in the world. You need to find the ikigai. You need to find your authentic self.
Yeah.
And then, if you find it in the right way, you're gonna prosper, not only financially, but in all areas of life. And be careful here, because sometimes prosper, it doesn't mean you're gonna make the most money. And like I study also a lot of personality. Sometimes, this is a big philosophical conversation, but sometimes businesses, they just want to grow for growth.
Yeah.
Maybe you can look on being sustainable, and choosing and understanding when big enough is big enough, and when you can focus on other things. I talk about the difference between prosperity and wealth.
Yeah.
Like I know on that, for example.
Yeah.
So many cultures, they relate money with water, and prosperity is with water in Feng Shui. And so if you put water in a pond, and it doesn't move, what's gonna happen?
And it doesn't move. It gets like not moldy, but with like
it get moldy, right? You get stinky.
Yeah. It gets stinky.
Things start to die.
Yeah, like it's not yummy.
It's not yummy.
Yeah,
Worms are, because that's accumulation.
Exactly.
Without movement, it stagnates. Right? It stagnates.
Yeah.
It heavies you down. Prosperity is a flow.
Yeah.
Is a flow.
Yeah.
So when you have the water flowing, now everything is alive.
Yes.
So money is the same. It's like an energy, or wealth is the energy that you need to move.
Yeah.
That needs to move. It's not just accumulation for accumulation. I think accumulation is based on fear, and then we have a lot of business and that they just look for accumulating assets. But I think you could be way more prosperous by letting things flow. And of course, there are different personality types. For me, for example, I believe I own anything. I don't know anything. Like you just borrowing things. They come into your life for a certain period of time, and then they go. Yeah. So in that, again, is the detachment. Cool. I'm blessed that all this water is coming my way, but now what am I going to do with it? Let's flow it to the next.
Same with people, with your meets. I always also like with relationships, let's say, because certain people come into your life, and that's, like at this point, that's a very important key person, but things also change, right? In relationships. So sometimes if I work with certain clients or people within my business, or even personal relationships, a partner, a boyfriend, a husband, people come into your life, and I try to not get too attached. It's like, now we're learning from each other. I see every relationship that I have, I'm learning from that person. And potentially for years we can learn from each other, potentially we stay forever together, what forever means, but sometimes it serves its purpose, and you let it flow because you need new energy. Right. And
isn't it way more fulfilling and actually healthy? And then you create this holistic prosperity where you are healthy in your mind, your emotion, in your finances. So it is multidimensional to prosperity.
I think you found actually true wealth. Like Ken Honda, that was also on the podcast, and he spoke at Nomad Island at our stage, and he talks about true wealth, and he talks about visible and invisible assets. Visible assets, like what do you have in your bank account, in your whatever, gold or crypto or real estate, whatever, cars. But invisible assets is like the network that you have, the joy you have in the day-to-day, like how much are you helping people? And it seems that the beauty of this, what you do, and it's very unique as well, what you do, is because you are a coach, you're a business coach, you generally want the best for people. You combine it with sales. I've met other sales experts that really focus on sales and selling, right? And not always per se generally supporting the other person. Because I work with people who do have scripts, super like I had a sales team before I got to know you and your colleagues. Really, like everything was just chewed out, literally word by word. I'm like, interesting, and it could work. Some things worked, but it didn't feel that organic. It was a little bit manipulative because the people, they were pushed in the corner. They couldn't even say what they felt or thought. They didn't even know exactly what they felt or thought. They were so much manipulated and led into a corner. You say, yes, I'm going to do it based on fear, because they're like, oh my God, I don't want to be loser. I don't want to say no, right? So your combination of generally coaching people and sales, while sales is sometimes in the coaching industry, like not a word that is like people don't love always a bit, and this combined, like you can really make a change in the world, and it's true wealth. It's beautiful.
I love this. My first online business was about, creating your world-changing business, making a change in the world, and you will be surprised. People that train with us, they start to. I read a testimonial to their review on Trustpilot. Somebody say like, I discovered I could be fulfilled by doing sales.
Yeah.
People love to be present for the people, listen and helping them.
Yeah.
And something that I am surprised, sometimes, maybe a business owner, they don't know about sales.
Yeah.
And so they ask somebody and they delegate, and you think that that's how sales work, that sales is supposed to be manipulative and geeky, like this. But you realize that if you take some time and look into it, you'll realize you are not going to like that if somebody does this to you, So don't let somebody do it to your clients.
Yeah.
Because those salespeople, they represent you. They represent the shop. They represent your brand. And the short-term value of your maybe close rate is not going to be worth, your brand.
Yeah.
Also, from what we have seen, I don't have like super mega statistics, but it seems that this method actually works better. Like I would bet money, if somebody want to bet me, I would bet my own money, and I would have a challenge as somebody take some of my sales guys that we trained against any other methodology, any of these, like Wolf of Wall Street type of guys, and comparing the results, our way works, but it is not only feels better.
Yeah.
It works better. Meaning we have better conversion rates.
Exactly. Well, actually, like I have to say, like I worked with one of your guys, and this person sold retreats for us. Never was on a retreat. Normally, for me, it was always like, oh, this person needs to have experienced the program. Obviously, it's easier to sell, right? Like it's easier to explain what it is. Person never been on a retreat. Did have like a little bit of training. Sold the first person ever. Like how, And it was like really from such a beautiful conversation that they had. And then I was at the event. And then people like, oh my God, where is this guy? And he couldn't make it. They were asking
for him.
Yeah, because he was part of their journey, right? And also what you say like about business owners, if they don't want to do the sales, like, of course, when you're scaling and growing, you cannot be on 100 sales calls yourself. But actually, like for me, if I, like didn't have to build other things or come up with other things, I would love to be the whole day in a way on the phone because I enjoy really talking to people. I enjoy it. I like to help them. I get excited. I'm like, wow, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And if you don't have that, I think that you should really, think like, do you really love your business? Of course, it's not always the smartest spending of your time. The business do the whole day on sales calls. But if you need to do it sometimes, you really don't like it. Do you really like your product?
No, I want to give because we work with two different types of people, for the companies. So sometimes big companies, we know CEOs and chairmen and investors, and also we solopreneurs, like single moms starting up.
Yes.
We've seen it all. So I want to give a message to both of those audiences. And you told me, many of the guys that are watching, maybe are creators, coaches, or experts. So I want to tailor the message to both. So for the CEOs, founders, company owners, I think it's very good to have a hold on your sales, even if sales is not your thing. Because sometimes we work with people and they think that they can sell. They think that because they're the founder, they know all the. And I would recommend, hey, go and have a sales call with one of your clients. Do like a secret mission. You dress like one of your employees. You dress like a salesperson.
Yeah.
And you go on one of your sales calls of your sales team. Maybe the sales team doesn't even know you're the chairman or the founder.
Yeah.
Take a call with your sales team. See if you will like how they sell to you.
Yeah.
Right? Or do the opposite. Try to, you as the founder, try selling your product or service. Because sometimes I think when you build a business, you get so detached. From this department, which is the heart. Come on, it's the heart of your business. It's really the pumping heart of your business. And people are so removed, like CEOs, founders, they're so removed sometimes in big companies from that thing. They just hire an agency. But I would highly recommend, I think it's going to be a high return activities to, take a week and take a few sales calls yourself, be on a few sales calls and see if that process resonates with your brand, with your values, with what you're doing. I think it's so valuable. And then if you need to hire people, you understand really the process way better. And if you're growing and scaling, maybe you're not that big yet, then of course, like having a call with the founders, imagine, it's going to be so amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
and you learn the most there. Like for me, I had hundreds of calls. And that is where you hear what they need, what the market needs, right? What they're looking for. Why did they jump on a call? Why did they trust you or not? Because you have sometimes people, they're asking questions that you think that's clear, right? But it means that your marketing was not clear or you didn't inform them before they possibly get so much information. But I really, really love what you do. And I really want to thank you for doing that for the world. No, I mean it. Like, it's so important. And I see many people like really getting lost when it comes around the world of the word sales. And you make it so heartful and warm, and like Lee is from the heart. So thank you for that. So maybe you want to share a little bit more about what you are building at the moment and what can people expect from you at the upcoming periods?
Yes, I was saying, I want to tailor the message to all the audience. So if you're a business owner, you have maybe you're in the moment where you start needing to have a sales team. Maybe you have a sales team. Maybe you want to scale, you want to grow. Especially normally sales team, you need them for higher ticket products or services. Let's say $1,000 up, maybe $3,000 up. We sell anything from 33,000 normally to 20,000 is a good range of a product or the sales team. So we do those things. We build sales team.
Amazing.
We train sales team. And there is way more than just selling. Is finding, for example, the right person for that brand.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that because somebody's a good salesperson, you can sell for everything.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
It needs to match.
Yes.
Right. I was talking yesterday with Tobias, another great entrepreneur. And, like he sells music, he needed to have musician and artists.
Yeah, exactly. I could not do that.
So this is one thing we do. We build sales team, we train salespeople. Yeah. And on the other side, what we also do, we teach sales to different categories of people. So maybe you want to learn selling because of yourself. You're a coach, creators, whatever you're doing. Even you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur. You need to understand sales.
Yeah,
I feel you really need to understand sales. So we teach sales, and then we also have opportunities. If you learn sales with us, maybe to be your bridge and help you work with some of those big brands, which I think is a great experience.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So we train sometimes our salespeople. We train them, and then we give them job opportunities with big brands, normally in the personal development space, in the personal finance space. And it's great because they get the courses for free. Maybe you're working with your idols, those big gurus in the space, right? Yeah. So this is what we do regarding sales. Like we train salespeople, we build sales team, but it doesn't end there because, of course, selling is one thing, but then people have questions like, what do I sell? Right? Yeah. How and what's happening? How do I generate the leads? Yeah. Because I'm doing sales call, but
where do you come from?
What if I don't have an audience?
Yeah.
So I also build the methodology. Again, going back to methodologies, to understanding. Okay, how do I create a high ticket course, coaching program, offer, or a low ticket community? How do I package my wisdom, my experience, my knowledge into an incredible service that people want to buy? Yeah. No, and I always say to people, hey, I close deals sometimes at the pool, at the park, like randomly because the offer is just so good. Yeah. Right. And then, how do you build the funnels? How do you do the ads? How do you do the marketing? And what is the shortest way to do it? Because, you could dance on TikTok. Yeah. You could build a YouTube channel. Yeah. You could do JVs. There are so many options there in the business. No one right way. But my quest was for what is the shortest, most elegant, meaning minimum effort, maximum return. And I built like a 4 pillars methodology where sales is one of them, soulful selling, but there are other pillars, to help you do this. So if you're a coach, if you're a creator, if you're a consultant, if you're an expert and you wonder, or maybe you already have a business, but you're like, okay, how do I get in this online space? How do I monetize my knowledge? How do I monetize my expertise? How do I build, courses and sell them? That's what we also do. And I guess we're going to probably be partnering with Michelle and maybe create something together, so people can, connect together with other creators, partner, collaborate, doing retreats and meeting in person. So this is what's cooking. This is what we do.
Beautiful. Well, guys, if you want to know more about Francis and Soulful Selling, check the links in the description. He's going to be very, very seen in the upcoming period, also at Nomad Escape and in the inner circle, or like really room. Very cool stuff, because I've seen him now for the last 6 months operating, and what you just described, he's helping businesses, he's helping experts, and he's also providing jobs on the market. And I don't know if you've ever realized what you're doing. And that's why I'm so happy that you do this. That's why I want to say thank you. You serve so many different layers. I don't know if you even realize that. So, you can put it commonly in your pockets. Frans, thank you so much.
Thank you,
We give you a big hug. And I wish you good luck in your journey. We're going to create back. Thank you.